Hi, hello. Okay, sorry, I thought my battery was blinking and it's not yet, but we're gonna hustle through this because I think my battery's like at 50% and we're not prepared. But welcome back to my channel. We're doing the end of year book survey tag. I don't really know what the exact name of it's for, but I think it's just the 2024 like end of year survey. Kind of like the mid-year freakout tag. If you know, you know. So we're gonna start with how many books did you read this year? 85. Really pumped about that. Very excited for myself. I still cannot believe that I'm a reader. I spent so many years not reading, and especially so many years just reading like a couple of nonfiction, that I look at this every year and I think, wow, the growth. The most read genre, easily fantasy, by a mile. That's all I read, girl. All I read. My longest and shortest book of the year. My longest book is Jade Legacy at 716 pages. And my shortest book here is Benti at 90. Yes. My favorite 2024 published book. That's a little hard. I have apparently read more 2024 releases than I originally thought I did. So I would say my favorite would have to be The Brides of High Hill, because I still think about that book occasionally, which is kind of a shocker, so I'll give it that, as well as, where's the book? A Dark and Drowning Tide. I, went in with the wrong expectations of this book, but it still was a good time, and I really, really liked it. I think I just love a really grumpy female lead. Like, I love an unlikable, grumpy, pissy, annoying female lead. I really do. It speaks to my soul. So I really liked this one, and it's so pretty. Okay, next, question 5. Not that I've given you any numbers before that, but question 5 is your favorite debut of the year. I only read one debut this year, and it is Sky Full of Elephants. I was gonna read this for a book club that I never made it to, and it is the only debut I have read, and it 'twas a time. My favorite backlist book. Okay, you're gonna hear a lot of this. Jade Legacy makes it again. Favorite. To this day, I think I read this even before like June. I don't know when I read this because this was in my mid-year freakout tag. Still think about this book on the regular. Still think about it all the time, actually. So of course, Jade Legacy. Let's see, what book lived up to the hype? Honestly, shocked myself. Dowry of Blood lived up to the hype. I feel like everybody read this a couple years ago when it was indie published, and I picked this up randomly. I think I was really trying to catch up on my reading goal, and it was like a shorter book, so I grabbed it from the library originally. So good. Such a fun time. I really liked this book. So yeah, I guess if you're into vampires, I suggest you pick it up. I'm sure everybody has already picked it up because I feel like this has been everywhere all the time, and I'm really late to the game. Now, a book that did not live up to the hype. Okay, I have two books. One is my own doing. I was hyped. I was excited for Throne of Secrets. It's horrible. It's horrific. It's such a letdown. What do you mean? And for why? There was too much dragon in here. Too much dragon that made no sense. Also, just to go on a slight rant, the explanation for gluttony was silly. She could have done better. Okay? That's what I'm saying. And by she, I mean the author. The other book that didn't live up to the hype is not necessarily that there was hype for this book. It was more hype for the author's previous work. So the second book is The Graveyard Shift. Horrible. What was this? I don't know. Because I feel like I hear so many good things about If We Were Villains that even though I'm not a Shakespeare girly, I sometimes think about picking up that book. And after reading Graveyard Shift, I think, no, not worth it whatsoever. I think now, I haven't heard anyone like this book, but I read this book, I think like right as it came out, before any reviews. And also kind of like for a book club. Bummer. Truly. Full stop. A book that felt like your biggest accomplishment. And can we guess again? Jade Legacy. Correct. Why, you may ask? I read Jade City and Jade War back to back. And then I took nearly 9 months, honestly maybe 10 months, to read Jade Legacy. So when I sat down and I cracked this open, I was so proud of myself because I was like, finally, we're going to finish it, because it scared me. It made me nervous. And 'twas at a time. But biggest accomplishment of the year is I finished the Green Bone Saga, and it's worth, I think it's honestly worth the hype too. Not that you asked, or maybe you did. Truly worth the hype. Also late to the game with the Green Bone Saga as well. The next 2 questions are favorite character, least favorite character. I don't have one in either direction. None whatsoever. Maybe in the moment, I can think of a character I could not stand from last year. I don't have a character that I dislike now, and I don't really have a favorite. So there's that. Next, most shocking moments. Now I had someone, so we can do most shocking moments in a book and things that most shocked me. So here's the kickers. Something that shocked me the most, other than like the Brides of High Hill, because that did shock me that I really, really liked that, because the other ones I was always like, meh. Why I've continued to read that series, I don't know. But there's that one. I think I was also surprised that I really enjoyed, honestly, most of these. I think I only DNF'd one of the stories, but I really liked my time in January's and the anthology. I feel like I DNF'd one other anthology this year. It was a romance one, and I don't know if I read any other anthology other than this one. But I was shocked that I liked this. Also, none other, the things that happened in here, gasped, upsetting, devastating. That's how I feel. Also, this is the year that I finished reading the Poppy War trilogy. And moments from all 3 of those are also in there. I did sell my Poppy War trilogy because I was kind of angry at the end, and I was like, I don't want these books in my home. So I only have Jade Legacy. If you know, you know. Especially at the end of Jade War and all of here. And honestly, at the beginning of Jade City too. All moments. But I read those books in 2023. So Jade Legacy again, folks. And then favorite couple. I don't really have a favorite couple. But I did really enjoy the dynamic between Mora, David, and Reese in Evocation. It was a good time. I can't wait to see more of it. So I don't have a favorite couple. I have a favorite throuple-ish. Well, you know. Not straight couple. How about that? That's all we can say. And then best written. Here's the thing. I feel unqualified to inform anyone what I think was the best written book. I did not go to school for English. I did not minor in English. I went to school for psychology and social work. And yo no sé, that's for sure. So we're going to bypass that one as well. And then what book did I recommend the most? I honestly think after finishing Jade Legacy, I've been trying to get everyone to read the Green Bone Saga. I kind of want someone else. I might pitch it to my friend so we can buddy read it and I'll reread it. So I would say obviously the Green Bone Saga. This whole thing is just the Green Bone Saga. The next, what is this? Oh, my favorite book cover. Oh, honestly, this one I think is so pretty. He's got the little leshy flower, the sword, the sun. I really love this cover. I also really enjoyed this story. Really solidified. I think this is like my 3rd or 4th Slavic folklore book. I love this book on top of loving the cover. I wish it was 100 more pages. I'd eat it up for sure. let's see. Next, favorite adaptation. I don't think I watched a single adaptation this year. I don't think it was a thing. Yeah, no. So I have none. A book that made you cry. Okay, stop. Ready? Could you guess again that it was going to be Jade Legacy? Could you have known? Could you have thought? Because it is. I have a TikTok of myself sobbing to this book. So there's that. A book that made you laugh. Oh my god, I was giggling at The Nightmare Before Christmas. I was also shocked by this one as well. I was not expecting it to be so giggly and like funny. But I had a good time. This is my 85th book of the year. Next is any new favorite authors. I don't think I really have any new favorite authors, but I feel like I'll throw this in because I was shocked and surprised about how much I liked these books, which is Lila Sage is what are these called? What is this? Oh, a Rebel Blue Ranch novel. I have not read Done and Dusted. I don't think Brothers Bestie is for me. And the fact that I even like this cringy little note surprised me. Me enjoy a small town cowboy romance? I wouldn't have had that on my 2024 bingo card. I swallowed this up. It was cringy, but I had a good time. And then I read Lost and Lassoed. Loved it. Loved it. And I cannot wait for Wild and Wrangled. I cannot wait. So I guess you could say maybe Lila Sage. But only because she took me by surprise. I'm shook. Shocked, as you will. So, and then I think the last question is best nonfiction. I only read 2 nonfictions this year, so one obviously clears the other. Because I think I read... it doesn't matter. The book that is in first place for nonfiction is Systemic, which is How Racism is Killing Us. I read this for a book club I also didn't make it to. So, there's that. Alright, well that concludes my 2024 book survey. How exciting for you and for me. I guess drop down in the comments how many books you read, if you read any this year, or listened to, because I am someone who fully believes that listening to your books is also reading your books. So, that's all. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!